You're in DC today.
Well, I'm here for UFC Freedom. First time here in DC. It's very beautiful. I love it. We got letters from Trump personally, and we were invited to the UFC Freedom.
Why did you get a personal letter from Donald Trump? That's interesting.
Well, just being a patriot. Just being a patriot, and my grandfather served in World War II.
Oh, thank you for your family service.
So I let him know who my grandfather was.
That's very nice. Thank you for your family for the service. Would you say, this might be a tricky question for you, I don't know. Would you say Donald Trump is a patriot?
Yes, I would.
Do you think somebody who dodges the military 5 times is a patriot?
Honestly, there's people that have different opinions, to be honest.
I agree with you, and there's nothing wrong with having differences of opinions, but what would you say about somebody who dodges the military 5 times?
Once again,
I want your opinion.
my opinion is...
Your opinion matters. Your family served.
Yeah, well, there's different errors for different times.
Yeah.
Ali didn't go to war for the rights for our people here in America, and that was considered not justifiable when Ali did it.
But he didn't run for president. Yeah.
It's the same principle.
I agree. It's horrible. I think it's all bad. Yeah.
So
yeah.
If you're referring to someone like Trump that may have dodged it, if that's what you're asking, everybody had different opinions.
So your grandfather, who I have the utmost respect for, who was a hero, and when I hear Donald Trump call people like your grandfather suckers and losers, which are statements he made, I get very upset at that, because I respect anybody who served. Even though I'm not a big J.D. Vance fan or a Ron DeSantis fan, they served. They're heroes, right?
I understand.
What would you say to someone who calls somebody like your grandfather a sucker and a loser, which obviously I disagree with?
Well, to be honest, I didn't hear that, but...
According to General Milley, who's I believe, a 4-star general, who verified that he said that, and John McCain, you remember the comments he made about John McCain saying he didn't respect John McCain because he was captured. Now, I'm sure, and I don't want to speak for your grandfather who's a hero, but I'm sure your grandfather would not agree with that language. What would you say to that as his grandson? Someone who says he doesn't respect John McCain because he was captured.
Well, once again, I didn't hear him say that.
You didn't hear him say that?
No, I didn't hear him say that.
That was all over the news. I'm surprised.
I'm sorry that I missed that. And my opinion is everybody has their own opinion. They're entitled to it.
Oh, no, I'm not disagreeing with you there. Your grandfather fought and risked his life so that we have the freedom of speech. I could not agree with you more on that.
Right.
All I'm saying is my opinion is if you attack somebody for being a POW because they were captured, and McCain was tortured for 4 years, I would say that's a disgusting thing to say, right? Are you willing to agree with me that anybody who attacks others because of their service for being captured, it's reprehensible? At least that's my opinion. I'm asking you yours.
Well, it's not right for anyone to be captured or anybody to say anything bad about someone who served.
Right.
My grandfather, Roy Holly Perry Jr., enlisted in 1941 in San Francisco, California, and he stormed Normandy. A member of the 66th Infantry, the Black Panthers of World War II. Yeah. And for anyone who's captured, I'm truly sorry. And if anyone does say anything bad about someone captured, I am truly sorry.
That's because you're a decent. That's because you're a decent man.
That's my opinion.
Okay. That's because you're a decent man, and I respect you for that. What do you think of a UFC fight in the front of the White House? Do you think it's appropriate during a war in Iran when we're spending $2 billion a day? I want to get your thoughts on that. I think it's cool that the letter you got. I think that's great. Yeah. It sounds like you deserve it, and your family does. But what do you make of like a fight in front of the White House lawn during a war where people are dying?
To be honest, I look at it like a symbol of patriotism, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
And the reason why because America is built on being strong. My brothers and sisters were slaves, and my brothers and sisters had to stay strong to earn their place in America, and that was a fight worth more strength than any UFC fight on the White House. Yeah. Can you imagine how many of my brothers and sisters had to stand tall, didn't want to live at George Washington's plantation, but had no choice? That was a fight. That was worse and strong than any UFC fight ever on the White House. So for me, and no disrespect, for me, I think a symbol, I think a UFC fight at the White House is a symbol of strength for America, for all people, black or white.
Okay. What do you think the symbol is for January 6th? What that day in our history when Donald Trump lied about the 2020 election? What do you think that symbolizes when people are screaming, "Hang Mike Pence," and they're trying to overthrow a free and fair election? What do you think the symbol is for that?
Well, you know, a lot of people don't need to be hung. A lot of my people were hung, and that
Horrible.
wasn't right.
Horrible.
And nobody needs to be hung. So if anyone yells that towards anybody,
Why do you think they were there?
I have no idea.
Do you think they were there maybe because Donald Trump lied about the 2020 election and said it was stolen? Do you think that might be a possibility?
I have no idea about that.
I'm curious because you're an educated man. Like you don't know why they were there that day?
Well, they were there because they were terrorists. People who are doing terrorist stuff. Nobody can control anybody, no matter what they say. That's still every individual's choice to make a decision.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But with that being said, if Donald Trump didn't lie about the 2020 election, do you think January 6th happens?
Martin Luther King said a lot of great things. Look what happened to him, and that was wrong.
So you think
no one said nothing about that.
So would you compare Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech to Donald Trump lying and saying that the election was rigged in 2020?
Two different times, and they're two different categories.
Was Donald Trump lying about the 2020 election?
I don't think he was lying.
Is there any evidence that anyone's been able to prove that there's widespread voter fraud that could have changed the outcome of the election? It's been 6 years now. Has anybody presented any evidence of widespread voter fraud? Anybody?
Honestly, there's a lot of people who do wrong. Mm-hmm. No one's perfect.
Yep.
I don't think that had nothing to do with Donald Trump.
So why were they there?
That's because people make wrong decisions.
Okay, but why were they there?
They were there because they thought the election was stolen.
And was it?
No, it was not.
Okay, I thought you just said it was.
Hey, maybe it was, maybe.
Why did they think it was stolen?
Because people.
What? What'd he say?
People tend to, well, you know, like rude people are.
Yeah.
And there's people that are rude. And I'm an American that respects everyone's opinion.
Yeah.
Some people say this. Yeah. Some people say that.
I agree with you.
But to be honest, I like a symbol of toughness and strength.
You think Donald Trump represents that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, last question, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time because you seem like a really nice guy, and I do respect your grandfather's service. You said Donald Trump represents toughness. Do you think toughness is a guy who dodges the military 5 times, who wakes up in the morning and puts on 8 layers of orange makeup, a guy who has 5 hair transplants, fake teeth, and a fake tan, who's never been in a physical altercation in his life, and has yes men around him his entire life, who's literally stolen billions of dollars from the American people in a crypto scandal? Is Donald Trump dodging the military and all that stuff? Do you think that's the definition of toughness?
Well, the definition of someone being rude would be that statement, if someone says that.
So what did I say that you disagree with that you think is rude?
If someone says he's orange and has a messed up haircut.
Well, I say this because I don't think it's, you think that, you said he's tough, and my definition of tough is not somebody who dodges the military, who puts on 8 layers of orange makeup, and to me that's not tough. Tough is someone who treats women with respect, not someone who cheats on every single woman he's ever been with. I mean he raw dogged Stormy Daniels and then paid her $130,000. You would agree